Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Aisha Butaria here, and today we will be discussing about the 5 stages of human-centered design. There are also 5 stages of design thinking. Both are usually the same under the topic of the subject usability engineering. We all know that usability engineering is highly focused today for software engineers because you have to make your product more usable, more understandable by your clients or stakeholders. So let's start with the 5 stages of human centered design. Why this topic comes under usability engineering? Because for software engineers, if you are specifically considered the UI UX design, we have to consider the HCI. HCI is human computer interaction. So taking into considerations the HCI applications, which are very important in today's all software applications, which are also AI and machine learning based, human computer design becomes more essential. And these are basically the same stages of design thinking. So the way you think, you innovate, and you design. So these are the 5 stages you can see on the screen. First is empathize, second is define, third is ideate, prototype is fourth, and last but not the least is testing. If you compare your 5 cycles or the phases of SDLC life cycle, that is software development life cycle, there are also stages of HCD. So to start with the first phase, that is empathize. Now, what is basically empathize? Empathize is to understand others' feelings. Okay, so if you can consider here, the empathize is the first step in design thinking because it is a skill that allows us to understand and share the same feelings that others feel. Through empathy, we are able to put ourselves in people's shoes and connect with how they might be feeling about their problem or circumstances or situation. So basically, you empathy becomes very, very important while designing HCI. Okay, because we have to, if we understand what the user's needs are, okay, the more usable our product will become, more popular, okay, and it can be well understood. For example, in your Yahoo Mail or Gmail, okay, if your username is not correct, it doesn't give you a blank page. Okay, it gives you a message that the user name is incorrect. So it gives you the opportunity to correct it. Okay, if your username is correct and your password is not correct, it gives you the opportunity to correct it. If you do not understand, it has given a message that if you have forgotten the password. So this is the empathy. Why? Because it's a tendency that people do forget their passwords. Okay. Now these things you are generally using in your day-to-day life. You are using banking, mobile applications or web. So things are very common to you nowadays. But the people who had designed earlier might be thinking of what the clients feel. Okay, naturally they forget, so these things were considered and they were handled. If suppose you are given an attempt for mobile applications or for banking applications, you are given an attempt of 3 to 5. Now you might say that why only 3 to 5? Because your password might be used by a hacker for permutation and combinations, so there has to be limit to give you the chances as well, but it's not that it hanged on the first attempt. Okay, so it included the empathy of 3 to 5 possibilities or chances for you to rectify it. And of course, if you still don't recommend, it will either lock because the hacker might be using it. It's for your own security purpose. And if you only do it 5 times, then maybe after 24 hours, you can use forget password and do it. That's not a big deal. So second phase is define. Now we all know who have learned software engineering, okay, that there is something called as SRS document. SRS is System Requirement Specifications. Those who are new to this field and maybe they do not know about this topic, I'll share you in my description box the YouTube videos which were made on those topics. But even if you're still not aware, what you need to understand and define is that what will be your input, okay, what will be your process, and what will be your output. So while considering the input, you have to consider what will be the restrictions, what will be the limitations from the user to put the input, what types of input, okay, the environmental conditions, okay, to achieve and what the output you're expected. So what problem statement on you're working on, okay, and depending upon what solution you're going to provide. So for this output on the given input, what process you're going to follow, what hardware and software you're going to use, okay, what models you're going to apply. So all these things, okay, that considers under definition. So you have to define your problem statement in terms of input, process, and output. And if you prepare the SRS system requirement specification, which format you can see online or maybe through those videos which I'll be sharing, it will be very proper your definition through that SRS document. So third phase is the ideate. Ideate is basically taking ideas from different platforms, from different experts, from different people, from different resources, ultimately to find different ideas can be taken to find solutions. The more the ideas, the more probability of perfect solutions you can have. But it has to be time bound. There's no infinite time to this. So you need to define a proper strategy to also to propagate through ideate. So basically, ideation is to get ideas from different platforms, people, resources, documents, and provide solutions. Fourth is the prototype. We know prototype is something related to modeling. So if you are constructing the building, before constructing, you create a small model, how it will look, how to accommodate the space, okay, the design. On it may be on the paper, okay, or maybe using some devices or approach. So fourth would be the prototype. So once you identify, okay, what is input, process, output, you identify through ideation what will be the solution, then you to start creating the model. And why we are saying that your implementation is not there? Because this is design. This is not a product or a system. It is just a UI design. So on the prototype, the testing will be performed. If the testing performs on the UI itself failed, it should be redesigned before actually you should start implementing or coding it. So these are the 5 phases of design process and the human centered design. However, the testing is always not considered an important task by students, okay, or maybe freshers, but it plays a very, very vital role. Usability testing refers to evaluating a product or a service by testing it with representative users. Okay, so different type of users you will be giving them your design to test, and during a test, participants will try to complete typical tasks which observers watch, listen, and take notes. So it is a practice basically of testing how easy a design is to use with a group of representative users. It usually involves observing users as they attempt to complete tasks and can be done for different types of design. So it is often conducted repeatedly from early development to until a product's release. No, now this basically ideation. I'll just try to share you. This is the website for interactiondesign.org. where, of course, what is ideation is typically explained. But the point here is that there is a group which deals with ideation process very, very rigorously. And each point, okay, that's a WhatsApp group basically. This is Camper here. So they help us to, identify all the ideation methods, okay, such as challenge assumptions. So you can go through this website. I'll share it in the description box. And it has mentioned in depth about where you generate ideas and solutions through sessions such as sketching. So if you click on this, you'll go get those groups: prototyping, brainstorming, brainwriting, worst possible idea. So these are different phases through which ideation can be performed. If you click on the link, you'll get into more detail those groups which help you to achieve that. And what 5 phases we discussed, it is also mentioned there with in-depth example of each. So if you go through this website, you will get the notes for this particular topic in detail. So I hope this session was short session on 5 stages of human-centered design and design thinking might be helpful to you. It's a very, very easy topic. We generally use it in our SDLC life cycle as well. The only thing is that we should not miss any important or elite topic while designing a UI UX. Okay, these theoretical concepts should be very much in use and paper written before we start from the scratch. So thank you very much for your patience listening. If you have any questions, we have a WhatsApp group. You can also post it there or on the comment section of the YouTube channel. I'll be happy to solve your doubts. Thank you once again for your patience listening. Have a nice day.